The Bay Area is known for its music, sports franchises, progressive ideals, technical innovations, and civil disobedience. From the beginning of the United States history, protests have been at the center of social progress and the upheaval of the status quo. The original American protest, the Boston Tea Party. This act of dissent was a spark that ignited the American Revolution. Challenging current conditions in forms of strikes, walkouts, and protests have always been a staple in American history, but the biggest strides in social movements occurred in the 20th century. The civil rights movement had its roots deeply embedded in American history, dating back to the 1800s and the abolishment of slavery. But by the end of World War II, it started gaining national and international attention. In the mid-1950s and early 1960s, the movement was outgrowing its roots in the South and began to spread into popular culture and eventually reaching the Bay Area. Whenever word spread of a particular demonstration or violent incident involving social injustices, people of all races and backgrounds in the area put boots to the ground. San Francisco and its surrounding neighbors marched in solidarity with the movement. Meanwhile, in Oakland, police brutality was met with resistances from its residents, namely Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton, who in 1966 formed the Black Panther Party for self-defense. The 1970s saw the rise of gay activist groups in New York and San Francisco, which held marches dubbed Gay-Ins. These events evolved into what is known now as San Francisco Pride. Over the years, the city has been heavily involved in LGBT activism. The Bay Area has always been at the center of the most hot-button issues. Today, even though many natives have moved away due to tech gentrification, the Bay Area has maintained its rebellious spirit. Police killings renewed nationwide outrage and ignited the Black Lives Matter movement and also inspired a group of San Francisco residents, the Frisco Five. On the footsteps of the Mission Neighborhood Police Department, a hunger strike was held amongst the 5 protesters vowing not to break the fast until San Francisco Chief of Police was fired or resigned.
You got presidential candidates on both sides of the aisle who are not talking about this. And you have to ask yourself why. Because if they start to talk about it, then they have to be accountable for all the systems that they have been a part of that have led to the conditions that result in all these folks being shot. There's been 1,000 people being shot every year by police.
Today, we are nearing the 2-month mark of the new administration. The Trump years have begun, and the Bay Area is up for the challenge once again, as expected.
Great place for counterculture to grow, and a very central hub in California, what with the capital so close and just being such a large city and such a small place to bring together so many ideas and so much passion, and just the development of ideas that has happened here is absolutely immense.
So for me, it's really important to really not stay on the sidelines anymore. I think it's every person's duty now to speak up.
New ideas are being brought to the forefront.
The fact that you can actually make your point, be heard, and not reduce yourself to violent tactics speaks volumes. Let this usher in the new wave of nonviolent protest.
The Indivisible Guide has turned average citizens into leaders.
Knew about politics, but was never really political. But when all of this started to happen, I was like everyone else, not only were shocked, but didn't know where to start. So I had an idea with a friend of mine to start a website that it's Resist SF, it's Facebook, where we kind of, it was like a clearinghouse or a portal. We looked at all of the information out there and like events and daily actions, and we distilled it down so it's really simple for people.
There's a new movement cooking in America's melting pot. Right now, it has reached a simmer. Soon, it will come to a boil, and if ignored, it will cook over, and just like water, will become too toxic to consume.
Boycott Trump! Boycott Trump! Boycott Trump!